We have discussed about the chemical flooding and surfactant flooding and alkaline flooding.
So theoretical portion we discussed, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we will start with the pattern flooding. So this is again from today the calculation portion will start, and this is the most important portion of UR in terms of date as well as in terms of like it
And
correlate with many. Yes.
sir, can you explain us that what is the inverted pattern and what is regular
Yeah,
pattern?
that we will cover today na pattern flooding. That entire concept we will
Okay,
cover.
okay, okay.
And after this, like today, we will discuss one small topic, which is heterogeneity, the parameter used to measure the heterogeneity. One more topic we will discuss today is the efficiency. How can we, like we already have a definition for the efficiency, so we will discuss calculation and like we will see the formula and how this formula are we can obtain. Okay, so we will discuss that. So today we are going to discuss this much only, and from next lecture, it may be in this week only. In that we will discuss regarding this concept of frontal flow equation. We will derive the fractional flow equation. We will see how what material balance related to those concept, and we will see Buckley-Levitt model. That was the last portion of our this subject, and that is again important. So we will go step by step. Today we will start with two parameter. So we have seen polymer flooding. So there are two terminology related to polymer flooding, which I did not discuss during that portion. So inside the polymer flooding, we have a two terminology. One is the resistance factor, and second one is the residual resistance factor. Like formula wise, both are same. Just both are different in terms of I can say one is related to I can say mobility ratio directly. One like resistance factor is nothing but it's just a mobility ratio. Residual resistance factor is again a mobility ratio itself, but they are just we have an interpretation different. So uh, so we will see. So let me share my screen first. So are you able to see the screen?
Black is showing.
Yes, yes. So is it visible now? Not is visible.
No, sir.
Okay, let I think I correctly. Hmm. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give me a 2 minute. Huh? Okay, so let's continue. So the two factor are the one is resistance factor. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm getting call from home. Hello. Sorry, guys. So I had a call. Um, so yeah, inside polymer cladding, we have a two terminology. One is resistance factor, and another one is residual resistance factor. So this is the ratio of mobility of water to polymer. So you can say KRW divided by KRP times mu P divided by mu W. Similar way, residual resistance factor is the ratio of mobility before polymer flooding. So before polymer flooding to after polymer flooding, what is the ratio? So we can say this residual resistance factor is equal to KRW divided by mu W, but this ratio is before divided by whatever ratio we obtain KRW divided by mu W after the flooding. So definitely this viscosity value is going to increase because we are injecting polymer into the water. And if you arrange this terminology, then this is again KRW by mu W divided by KRP divided by mu P. So nothing too much different in terms of formula, but in terms of interpretation, the two things are different. This is direct ratio of water to polymer mobility. This is the ratio of water itself, but before polymer flooding and after polymer flooding. Okay. So these two terminology. So basically, the desired condition for higher efficiency. This value must be greater than zero. Okay. So RR must be greater than zero, so definitely we want to increase mu W, and definitely the before mu W will be uh, lesser than the after mu W. In that case, we will get higher efficiency. That means okay, not zero, it must be one. Okay, greater than one. So what I am saying, this entire value is must be greater than this value. So it means viscosity is less. This value must be less before, and KRW must be high. Then and then we will get the desired this condition greater than one. Okay, or you can, if you are not able to understand in this way, then you can simply arrange in like this. Now you can understand properly. Okay, so this value must be initially less, so we want to become this value is high, this value should be high, then and then this must be greater than. Okay, so hope you understood this. Any question on this?
No, sir.
Okay. So if you understand this, now chemical flooding over. So we will start with the pattern flooding. So what is pattern flooding? Can anyone heard this before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is pattern flooding?
Means, sir, I have heard about the regular five spot pattern and regular seven spot pattern. Means there is one production well around that production one production well there is a seven injection well, and if we have a inverse like seven production well, and on the center of that injection well we have a production well.
Okay. So pattern flooding is not a type of a flooding. It's just a method to do perform a injection flooding. Okay, so we know in all flooding method we are injecting something and we are getting the production out of that. Okay, so there we can inject that fluid and we can produce that fluid in a multiple way. So we have to identify the best method to get the maximum recovery through the reservoir using the appropriate injection method. So there are several methods for injection that is known as the pattern flooding. So in this, we are not going to inject the fluid randomly, but we are going to inject this fluid in a particular pattern. So the basic two terminology, so are, we can say, one is peripheral injection pattern. Another one is center injection pattern. Okay. So what is the difference in these two? So let's say if this is my reservoir, okay, and let's say I'm going off from the top. So this is the top view of my reservoir. So in top view, let's say I have a injection valve at the periphery. So let's say these all are my injection valve at the periphery, and let's say I'm getting production from center. Okay, so this is generally known as the injection peripheral injection. So each and every time, remember this symbol is for injection, and this symbol I will use for a production. So the flow is toward the center side in peripheral injection. And in center threading, it's just the inverse of what we can see here. So in that case, if this is my reservoir, so my injection well must be inside this, and my production wells are the periphery. So my flow directions is like something this. Okay, so in simple term, we can say it is easy to remember based on injection well because it's directly correlating. So in this, I can say injection well are at periphery, and in this case, injection well are at center. Okay, so these are the two basic type I can say. So can you tell me which one is more suitable in case of water flooding or gas flooding among the between these two peripheral and center?
I think, sir, peripheral injection is better
What is the reason?
because, sir, if we are injecting around the periphery, so the water and the gas will try to move in the production side itself. But in the center injection, na, so there will be a chance of getting non means उधर तक reach नहीं कर सकेगा. If हम
Hmm.
वाटर और गैस जो इंजेक्ट कर रहे हैं तो वो प्रोडक्शन तक रीच कर भी सकता है और कर भी नहीं भी कर सकता है.
So these are not inclined reservoir. We are forcefully injecting water and gas. So in both of the cases, definitely whatever injection fluid is must reach to the production well. If it is inclined reservoir, then there is no choice. We have to either we can do up dip or we can do down dip. That we will cover in next lecture. What is up dip, what is down dip. But here the condition is like in both of the cases, whatever we are injecting, we have a pressure maintenance in our hand, so we can give the at least pressure. So the in both of the cases, my production fluid will reach to the injection. So generally, we what is the observation here is here the injection wells are at the boundary. So we can say there are chances to lose whatever we are injecting at the periphery. But let's say if we are injecting to our periphery and we are forcing them to reach into center, so there are less chances to lose the injection fluid outside the reservoir area. So that may be the reason the peripheral is the a better choice than the center injection. Okay. So, any question on this?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is like still we have just decided whether we are want production towards the production side or away the production well. Okay. So like away the center or towards the center. So this is the basic difference, but still we have not decided number of wells in this kind of flooding. Okay. So the next type we are going to decide what are the number of wells in each flooding. So the next types are, we can say the first type is, now, based on number of well, we can characterize this pattern flooding. So, first one is a direct line. Uh, so, direct line. In each, we have a two kind. One is regular, and another one is inverted. Okay. So, let's say the basic difference between regular and inverted is, let's say if in regular we have n well for a production and m well for injection, then in inverted we have just inverting that pattern. That means we are changing the number of injection well to the production well and the number of production well to the injection well. Just give me a minute, guys. So yeah, so in regular flooding, if we have a m injection well and production well. Okay, so in inverted well, we have a N production well, sorry, N injection well and M production well. Okay, so this is the basic difference. So let's say if I say what is the ratio of injection to production here, it's M divided by N. So same time we have injection to production ratio N divided by M. Okay, so remember any one will ultimately you are going to remember the second one. So what is direct line drive, or you can say direct line flooding pattern? Okay, so in this case, what we have a equal number of what we have equal number of injection well as well as production well. Okay, so we have equal in number. So and all are arranged in such a way. So it's just a pattern where we have a alternative of injection row and a production row. Okay, so let's say this is my injection line. Then next line will be my production well line, something like this. Okay, and this will continue. So for each well, okay, for each production well or for each injection well, we have a substitution for that in second line. So that means if we have production well, then the next line will be injection well. This is injection well. So simple. It means that we have a, and all are in same column as well. Okay. So the distance between two consecutive injection well and the distance between two consecutive production well are equal, as well as the distance between production well and injection well. Okay. So what I say, the distance between two consecutive same well, that means it दो प्रोडक्शन वेल के बीच का और दो इंजेक्शन वेल के बीच का डिस्टेंस both are same, this both should be a, and let's say if this distance is d, so it means a is equal to d. That means the well distance between two not similar well and the similar kind of well are the same. Okay, so this is the basic characteristics. So if I say I versus P ratio, so it must be 1. Okay, for each one injection well, we have a one production well, and in this case, whatever regular pattern is just a inverted pattern. Okay, so both are the pattern are same here. There is no difference in regular versus inverted because we have a ratio of 1 itself. Next one is, so any question on this? Like this is very simple direct line drive. It means like in each one row is for production well, then the next row will be of injection well. So we have a production versus injection well at each alternative row. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so are you understanding why it's one? Because we have each production well is occupied by one particular injection well. Okay. The next type is uh, staged line drive. Okay, so this is the first type. Second one is staged line drive. So here again, the wells are in, I can say, alternative lines of well is a production well, and the next line will be a injection well. Okay, so wells are in line as in direct line, but injection and productions are no longer directly opposite to each other, but laterally distance, like laterally displaced by the distance. What does it mean? It means simple. Let's say in each alternative line, we have a at each alternative row we have a production versus injection well. So let's say this is a production well. So in next line we will have a injection well, but this is not directly opposite. It means the next injection well is not here. Okay, it will not fall here, but it's laterally shifted, or it is a laterally displaced. That means horizontally displaced. So my injection well like here. Okay, so something like this. Uh, so in next line again, so to column of injection well, uh, I can say the in particular column, if I have an injection well, then all entire column contain the injection well itself. And let's say if it is a production well, then it's the entire column contain the production well. So you can say here again, this will come. Then again, this column is of, let's say, injection. This is production. This is again injection. This is again production. Something kind of this kind of pattern we can observe. And so again, for each, I can say for each injection well, we have a production well. Okay, so again, I versus P ratio is equal to 1 here. So let's say I'm just going to row. Now it is more clear. Okay, and it will continue something like this. Okay, so no need to draw. Okay, let me draw vertical as well. Vertical as well. Okay, so this pattern is nothing but it's I can say take the line drive, and in this case again the whatever the inverted is the I can say regular because the ratio of P versus I is equal. And what can I say? The distance between two same well is A here, and let's say distance between these two is again A. Okay, this is again A, but now the distance, I can say displacement between two different well is a D now. So here A is not equal to D. This is the difference. Okay, you can calculate D. I think can anyone can calculate D?
Sir, if this injection well is located in between center of these two
Yes,
consecutive
yes.
production
Yes, it's at the
So,
center. Yes.
so we
So
will
this is A
calculate
by
the,
2.
A
yes,
by
yes.
2,
So
yes, sir.
this is A by 2. Okay. And you can use Pythagoras simply calculate the. Okay. This is the 90. And this is again A by 2. Okay. So it's a siliceous, I think isosceles is triangular. So you can say the next side must be root 3 by 2A, I think. Okay. A by 2, it means root 3 by 2. Or you will get, I think, root 3 by 2A here. D is equal to. But you can use Pythagoras with two sides of A by 2, A by 2. Okay. So square 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4. Uh, mm, A by 2, A by 2, 2 by 4. Correct, na? Hello.
Sir, answer will be A by root 2.
A by root 2.
Yes, A by root 2. Okay. Whatever the answer, I just told you randomly. Yes, A by root 2 because 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, root 2 by 2, 1 by 2. Okay, sure. Not an issue. Uh, okay, correct. So you can say D is equal to A by root 2. Uh, we can move to next. There is nothing too much logic here, but you have to just remember any calculation can be asked from this tribe. Or there are in gate they might ask you direct question, identify five spot pattern or this pattern or this pattern. Okay. So next one is the five spot pattern. So in previous one, what we said is tagline, we said like A is equal, M is equal to N. That means number of injection well are similar to production well. So next we can say high spot pattern. So the pattern seems same as a stake line, but it is not same. It is there is a difference. In high spot pattern, we do not have M is equal to N. So I can say M is not equal to N. That means injections are not exactly equal to production well. We have a different number for each. Uh, so let me draw first. So it's a simple regular phi spot. Okay. So a regular phi spot, it means whenever regular pattern we have, in that case, your injection wells are always greater than your production well. Okay. So when I say regular, okay, here remember one thing, M is greater than N always. And here, when I say inverted, in that case, M must be greater than N. Okay. In both of the cases, M is greater than N, but M here is the injection well. So let me write in easy way. Injection wells number is I. So in regular, we have a more injection well, but in inverted, we have a more production well. So let's say when I say 5, okay, I say 5, it means M plus N is equal to 5. Okay, and let's say if I'm saying regular pattern, okay, so let's discuss only regular here. Inverted, you will easily understand. So in regular, we have M is equal to, let's say M is equal to injection well. Okay, then its value is equal to 4 because total must be 5. That means production well we have a 1. Okay, so total we have a 5 well, 4 injection well, and 1 production well. And what is arrangement here? So arrangement is very simple. At alternate position we have a production versus injection well. So let's say if this is injection well, then next well will be production. Okay, at all side. Okay, irrespective of side, the next well will be a injection to production well. So it will follow something like this. Okay, like इसके बाद कहीं पे भी well रखो तो वो change हो जाएगा. So let's say okay. So let's say this is 5-spot pattern. This is the entire pattern I draw. Okay. Uh, so can you tell me what is the injection to production well ratio here?
4.
Injection to production well ratio here.
4, sir.
Effective injection to production well ratio. Okay. Effective means let's say if I will inject fluid from this injection well. Okay. So how many production well are will get the production? Okay.
3, sir.
Which are three?
That's the
In
circle one. Around the circle.
okay, so the if okay, do not consider boundary one because there are like hypothetically think here we have a well, here we have a well. Okay, take it in center. So till center we not reach. So let's go on. Okay, so consider this one. So we have a more number of injection well. Okay, for each four well we have a one production well. But effective when I say it means that let's say this is my injection well. Okay, this is my injection well, and I'm saying I'm taking the production. So let's say this entire injection well. Okay, this entire injection well is give me the production from this well, again from this well, from this well, from this well. But is it correct? Like this well is getting production from entirely from this only single well? No, because this well is again getting production from this as well, from this as well, from this as well, and as well as this. Okay, so each injection well, each production well, sorry, each production well. Uh, if I say, let's say this is 100% give me the injection. I'm 100% like I'm injecting 100 liter. Okay, 100 liter I'm injecting. So it will split around these four. That means 20-25 will go into each. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So for each injection well, let's say I'm considering one injection well, mm, and it will. So this is my regular pattern. So definitely my injection wells are going to be high. Okay. So in that case, you have to consider this well. Okay, because whatever the number is less, I can say. So let's say getting the 25 number of, I say for this well, we have a 4 injection well. Okay, consider this well. This is the correct one. Regular is not correct because we have a more number of injection, less number of production. The ratio is not 1 because we do not have a m is equal to n. That is the one thing. Okay, so you can't say it's the 1. Ratio is not a 4 because not all injections well are getting production from the, I can say all 4 that injection well. Okay, so let's say we are injecting 100 in each. Okay, so mm, okay, so let's say this well. Okay, among 4 this well, this is giving the production injection to this well, this well, this well, as well as this well. Okay, so effectively how many number of liter I can say effectively. Let's say ratio is one. That means if I injecting 100 ml from particular one well, okay, one injection well, then my production will get 100 ml of the fluid. Okay, this is the thing. Let's say then I can say my ratio is one. Okay, I by P is equal to one when we have 100 ml of injection from particular well, like here. Let's say if we are injecting from this, okay, so entire production will go to this because we are equal number, we can say like that. Okay, even if this is splitting, okay, then again we have a, for each well we have a this kind of injection well present because here m is equal to n, or you can say this production will go into this as well as this, but again at the end we have a single well, so it will produce to this. So effectively I can say next we do not have any well, so I can say like this production will entirely go to this, and from this injection the fluid will go entirely to produce from this. Okay, for each well we have a that, so fluids is not splitting here because we have a m is equal to n. But here the case is not like that. We have a m is not equal to n, that means the wells are splitting, and we have a more number of injection wells, so four injection wells is going to like going to give fluid to one particular well. Okay, so it means the wells are splitting. But I can say ratio is one in the case when I'm injecting 100 ml of fluid from particular well, and if I'm getting 100 ml of production. Okay, so let's say if I'm injecting 100 from this outer four, okay, out of this I'm not getting the any injection fluid, like इसका fluid यहाँ तक तो नहीं आएगा क्योंकि ये यहाँ पे ही चला जाएगा सब कुछ. Okay, so we will get this four only. Okay, so let me clear little bit. And now these four well are going to give me a production to my injection well. From each, let's say 100 ml I'm injecting. Effectively, how much my this well will get? So let's say इस well से 25 ml आएगा, इससे भी 25 ml आएगा, इससे भी 25 ml आएगा और इससे भी 25. Why? Because this well is again split into four well. Okay, 1 2 3 4. ये वाला भी ये चार को दे रहा है तो चारों में इक्वल जाएगा, ऐसा assumption है अभी के लिए. So 100 divided by 4, it means 25. What is effectively we how much we are getting from production well? वन सिंगल प्रोडक्शन वेल से हम ले रहे हैं 100 ml फ्लूइड, एंड वन पर्टिकुलर इंजेक्शन वेल से भी हम कितना इंजेक्ट कर रहे हैं 100 ml. ओके, हमने इसमें भी 100 डाला, इसमें भी 100 डाला, इसमें भी 100 डाला, इसमें भी 100 डाला, so it means effective I2P होगा इसमें भी one itself. Okay, understood this?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so effectively we have, if we are injecting 100 ml, then from each production well we will get 100% 100 ml. Okay, this is the logic here, because in this case ratio is one because we have equal number of wells. Okay, and here we have equal number of wells, so for each injection I can say definitely this is splitting into two, but at the end we have a, let's say this is the ending line here and this is the starting line, then and then this is m is equal to n. For each well we have a one injection well, but here it's not that case. So let's say for between these four, so let's say if I draw entire cycle, then I have to remove this. Okay. Mm. Then you can say it will be not a square pattern, it will be something like this. Okay, so consider these four, we have a one, consider these four, we have a one, then these two are extra. Then consider 1 2 3 4, then we have a one, and these all are again extra. Okay, so I can't draw, I think this should be a one cycle. Okay, you can say this is the one cycle, this is the another cycle, This is the next cycle. Okay, but again, hypothetically, you have to think this is again going to this. जिसका भी 2 ओवर में जा रहा होगा, something like this. इसका भी जा रहा होगा. Okay, so this is kind of the things which we can say. So this is the thing. Uh, so okay, so are you understanding 5 spot? So invert is nothing, just your number of bells will are going to change from production to injection. In that case, you will have a I to P ratio is equal to 1 only. Okay. Uh, because I to P ratio are not going to change, it's just an inverse from the initial cases. This is 5 spot pattern. Next is the 7 spot pattern. So the next is the 7 spot pattern. So definitely we are going to discuss regular pattern itself. Again, here m is not equal to n. It means your injection well are 6 and your production well are going to be 1 in regular pattern. Okay. In inverted pattern, you have a 6 production well and 1 injection well. So this is the pattern where you have a hexagonal shape. Okay. So the shape is going to change. Hmm. इसको ड्रॉ करना भी थोड़ा हार्ड है. ओके, ऐसे नहीं ड्रॉ करेंगे, हेक्सागोनली बना देते हैं पहले. ओके. ऐसे ऐसे ही बनेगा. ठीक है, ऐसे 6 6 हेक्सागोनल रहेंगे. एंड यहाँ पे लेट्स से we have a 1 production well. ओके, यहाँ पे आई थिंक ऐसे मैच होगा. ऐसे हेक्सागोनल शेप रहेंगे. बुक में से अच्छे से देख लेना एक बार. ओके, सो हियर effectively I say I by P. Can anyone tell me?
No idea, sir.
Okay, so nothing hard. I think my drawing is not good. Okay, let me Google things. Na? On Google, we will directly get good one. Yes, so which one we can take? Yeah, this one is from Tarek Ahmed itself. We can go with this. अरे यार, इमेज दिखाओ. Yeah, so You can see here seven spot pattern. So this is the kind of pattern. I think it is not clearly visible, but you can say, I think we have correctly drawn it. Yes, so simply, so too much to think here, but you can simply say, hmm, let me draw a little bit more clear. Let me expand this pattern at the bottom as well. Yeah, this is well sufficient, I think. So what's happening here? This fluid is giving to this, as well as this is providing to this is providing to this is providing to this is again providing to this. Uh, One more pattern will be there. Okay, so I think this is providing to this itself, and one production well. Let's say if we have a one production well, we have a one production well. Let's say consider this one. So it is getting production from all of these stakes, but not at 100%. Okay, so all of this, like let's say consider this one, then this is giving to this is giving to this, and this is again providing to this. So let's go into that photo. Yes. So you can say this is providing to this is again providing to this. Okay. This is providing to this is providing to this. Uh, I think you won't able to get. It's not a book I don't have. So I'm showing you the concept. So each and every well is providing, it is splitting between two production well. Okay, so we have a six injection well. So six total six well are getting divided between two one. Okay, I can say mm, mm, three one. I can say not two one. This is this. Let's consider this well. It is providing to this. It is providing to this, and it is again providing to like whatever pattern with these six again have. So each and every well is getting divided. Each injection well is getting divided between three wells. Okay, this is providing to this. This is providing to this as well as this. Not elsewhere. Okay, because this will getting to give me the different pattern. Because if you will observe that now, if you will see the book photo, you may have in Tarek Ahmed. So you will observe that each well is each product each injection well is getting divided between the six I can say three wells. So it's simply 1/2 ratio we will get. Or let me draw little bit more clear rather than doing that. Okay, I got how to draw this.
Hello,
One,
sir.
two, yes, three, four.
Sir, can we wrap up the session at 3 p.m. because sir, we have a lecture at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah, definitely we will do that. Okay. Yes, now it will be easier to visualize. Mm. This will be 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now you will see it clearly. I think let's say here again we will. So this is the pattern. Okay, again we will have a pattern here. Okay, this is something like this. Here we have a well. Now it is far better than previous one. Okay. Okay, so this kind of pattern we have, and we can say each well this is going to this and this. Same way, this will divide to this, and again we have a pattern here. Each well is going to divide between three production wells. So simply, if I have a production well is equal to 1 for injection, all six are going to divide between three. Okay, we see 1, 2, and 3. Similar way, this is 1, 2, and 3. So it is going to divide between three. So the answer will be 2. So what we have, injection to production ratio for regular pattern, it's a 2. For inverted, it is simply 1 by 2. Okay, are you getting this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the 6, 7 spot pattern, and the last one is the 9 spot pattern. In 9 spot pattern, we have a six, let's say regular one. Okay. So are you able to visualize or are you able to identify inverted pattern if you know regular pattern?
What, sir?
Let's say if I'm saying this is regular pattern, then are you able to draw inverted pattern for that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm not going to discuss that because that will increase your, I say, confusion itself. So you can do that by yourself. Nine spot is again like here we have a hexagonal shape, and in first one we had I think rectangular shape. It's first one direct pattern. Yeah, here we had A is equal to D. Uh, or it may not be A might not equal to D itself because this is not all time true because we have a rectangular shape here. Okay, remember this thing. A might not be equal to D, but this distance between two consecutive values same. Like A is equal to A star. I can say let's say this is A star. That A must be equal to A star is not equal to D. So here we will get rectangular shape. Okay. Uh, in stack line, again we do not have any kind of shape here. Uh, in this again we have a square shape because in this case we can say this is just a square shape. Okay, so you can say like this here. Let's say if we have a this is the square shape. Okay, and here we have hexagonal shape, and again in 9 spot we have a square shape. Okay, so what we have, let's say regular pattern, then we have a injection value is equal to 8 and production value is equal to 1. Okay, so let's say we have a something like this. uh, then in next line we have alternatively that well. Then again in next line is entire injection well. Then again alternative well. Okay, so here we have a 9 spot pattern. So take anything anyone like this. So let me expand this. Okay, so again you can have a what is the I by P? Anyone can calculate. You have to calculate. You have to just if you understand the concept, then you can easily calculate. Can anyone tell me what will be the ratio I by P? Definitely it's a greater than 1, but what will be the answer? Let's say I'm saying one production well, then how many injection well we will get? You have to calculate this and you will get the answer. Consider this single production well. So definitely you have a 8 well around it and you have to calculate the percentage share for each. Are you calculating or not?
Sir, I think it is 3.
Three. Okay. Have you calculated?
Means, sir, each production well, we get 3 injection. I think, sir, I am not sure.
Okay. So consider this one. Okay. So it is giving the production to this and this. It's only two now. This is not going to give to this now because we have a boundary surrounded it.
Okay.
Okay, so here the little bit complicated calculation. So consider the inner four well like this pattern. They are going to give to only two well. Okay, because then we have a well. So four are going to split between two plus these four are going to split between three. Okay, so this is going to give to this is going to give to this as well as this. So four. Okay, so this four. Okay, one, two, 3 and 4. These 4 are going to split between 4. Okay, so this is the calculation and you will get answer 3. Okay, so here the ratio is 3. So what you will do, you will prepare one table. Okay, then write the pattern name here. You have to write P versus like for regular. You have to write I versus P ratio. Then for inverted, you have to write I versus P ratio. Definitely, this is just the inverse. You have to write geometry for each, okay? And just remember, this is very important one table you can prepare, okay? You have to do by yourself, and just remember these values as well, okay? Uh, you have to also calculate D by A for each, okay? This is very important one. You will get the question from this. Uh, So this is the pattern flooding, and remember, usually we use periphery five spot pattern, regular pattern. Okay, periphery regular five spot pattern is the best for efficiency in terms of water flooding. Okay, so this you have to remember. There is no any substitution. So in case of water flooding, okay. So this is the pattern flooding. So any question in this pattern flooding?
No, sir.
Okay, so now we will start with reservoir heterogeneity. So as we already discussed what is the heterogeneity, we are going to discuss three parameter here. One is the Dijkstra person model. Okay, this is the model given by these scientists only. Have you heard regarding this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Another one is the Lorentz model. Third one is the cross flow coefficient. Okay, so have you heard regarding these first two? Last one is nothing. If you have a cross flow, then it simple means we have a heterogeneity. But initial two are important. Have you heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the quantitative and qualitative measurement of heterogeneity. So uh, we can say this value provide us the information regarding the heterogeneity. So vertical variation factor we are going to calculate in case of this. What does it mean? So it is nothing. So let's discuss first one. Uh, let's say DPM, distribution model. So what we are going to do, let's say this is my reservoir and this is my layer where we have a different value or K. So we are going to collect these samples for a particular vertical line. So now we have a sample set K1, K2, K3 up to Kn. Okay. What we are going to do, we are going to plot portion of sample and versus permeability. Okay. So this is the log permeability and this is the portion of sample. Okay. And let's say this will give me a something kind of linear trend. Okay. So the trend will be linear and we have a variety of value here 0 to 100. But we what we are going to do, we are going to take median value as well as this particular value. Okay. Based on experiment, they decided it 84.1. Okay, so we have a these two value like these two permeability
Hello, sir.
value.
What is
Yes,
hello, sir? What is in x-axis? You right?
it's a portion of sample. I will explain you that. Just remember for now, we are going to we are going to use these two value uh, to arrive this v value. So we can say v is equal to k50 minus k41.4. Okay. So we are going to calculate this v value. So v value we are going to calculate based on the 50 percentile value minus 84.1 percentile value divided by 50 percentile value. Okay. So let's say we have a n number of sample. Okay. And if I'm going to arrange this in ascending order, okay. So lower value at top and highest value at the bottom. Okay. And let's say I'm going to calculate percentile for each. Okay. Portion of the sample, it means that this is a median value. Okay. You understand what is median? So let's say if I have a something like
Yes.
this, let's consider this 10 sample and I have a value in arranging in ascending order, something like this. Okay. So whatever the 50 median value, that means whatever the value in between this, and definitely it's going to be this and this mean. Okay, because we have a even number of that sample. Okay, so it's a n by 2 value plus n by 2 plus 1 value, correct? Mean.
Yes, sir.
And same way, let's say this is 0 percentile and this is 100 percentile, and let's say this is 0 percentile, this is the 4 percentile, Hmm, I think परसेंटेज शेयर पे करते हैं ना वो चीज. What we do, we will calculate the percentile value at 41.1 percentage. Okay, let's say I have a 10, then what is the 84.1 percentile value? Okay, not a percentage value, of a percentile value, whatever value I will observe, that I will take. Okay, let's say 21 is the 84.1 percentile, then I can say this is my I can say this is my value. Though based on those two value, we will calculate this v value. Okay, so hope you know how to calculate percentile.
Yes, sir.
It simple means the sample, the value. Let's say this value is a 20 millidarcy. It means 84.1 percentages of my data are less than this value. Okay, 20 value. Or here, yes, what we did here. Here the trend is the inverse one, that means the higher values. Okay, here what it means, let's say 84.1 का meaning क्या होगा, 84.1 percentage values. So let's say if I have 100 value, then 84 values, consider 84 value, 84 value are less than, sorry, are greater than 20 millidarcy. Okay, this is the meaning of this. लेट्स से 100 सैंपल थे तो उसमें से 84 वैल्यू जो के की होगी वो 20 मिली डार्सी से बड़ी होगी. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे इनवर्स ट्रेंड हमने लिया है. दैट मींस वी हैव अरेंज दिस डेटा इन डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर, नॉट इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर. ओके, ये डेटा को हमने डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में कंसीडर करके ये वाला ट्रेंड लिया है. ओके, जस्ट
Okay,
गिव
sir.
मी अ मिनट. So it is easy to Yes, so this is a very simple one. We are going to calculate this value. So let's say median value and 84.1 percentile value. These two are near to each other. Okay, these two values are, if let's say near to each other, then in that case we can say the, let's say these two values are very near to each other, or let's say these two values are equal. That means the my reservoir is a, we can say a homogeneous. Okay, so let's say v is equal to 0, it means homogeneous. And let's say v is equal to 1. What does it means? This smaller value is very low and this median value is higher. In that and that case we will get is near to 1. So this is negligible to 0. So we observe that initial jump of that probability value, it means that it's a heterogeneous. So this you have to remember, nothing too much. It's a simple statistical concept. My distribution is right skewed or left skewed. Based on that, let's say if it is a right skewed or left skewed, then in that case the reservoir is definitely heterogeneous. In that case the value we are getting is near to 1. If it is homogeneous, then our distribution shape is something like this. Gaussian distribution we will get, which is equal around the mean, median. Okay, mean is equal to median, 50% is equal to mean itself. Then we can say this is a homogeneous in data. This simple statistical state we are going to use here. Next one is the Lorentz coefficient. Okay, in Lorentz coefficient we are going to derive the plot between KH versus OH. Okay. So this is something like storability. Uh, I can not. This is the flowability. Okay, not a storability. This is flowability. So we can say this is flow capacity, and this is the storability. Like how much we can store. I into H. It is the storage. So it is the storage capacity. We are going to draw this curve. The shape of this curve we are going to get is something like this. Okay. So this is 45-degree line. So let's say this is A, B. Let's say this is the D, and we have a one another point C here, and we have a this area. Okay, so what is Lorentz coefficient value? So L is equal to um, this is the ratio of area between this curve. So we can say area of ACB divided by area of ADB. Okay, that means this triangular area divided by this area. Okay, so I can say this entire area is going to divide by this curved area. Okay, this green divided by entire area. Okay, so that gives us the Lorentz coefficient value. And again, L is equal to 0. It means homogeneous reservoir. And let's say L is equal to 1. This means heterogeneous reservoir. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So in case of heterogeneous reservoir, you are going to get this curve like something like this. Okay, something like this. Then your area is near to 1. You can say that is the heterogeneous. The next one is the cross flow index. There is no particular definition. There is yes or no answer with cross flow index. So regarding to cross flow index is 0 or 1. Let's say if it is 0, then that means there is no cross flow across the layers. It means that reservoir is the heterogeneous. And let's say there is, I can say, um, there is a no cross flow. Okay. So it is the indication between communication between two adjacent layer. Okay. Let's say if we layer something like this. Okay, and let's say if we have a flow here. Okay, it means whatever we have a K here, K50, 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 then and then this kind of flow can happen. So we have a homogeneous reservoir. And else, let's say something like this. Let's say here we have 100, here we have a 10, here we have a 50, here we have a 5, and your flow is something like this only. Okay, so at value 1, it means communication we have adjacent layer, no communication. Okay, so based on that we can say, okay, so it's the ability. So degree of communication between two adjacent layer is the cross flow index. So this three terminology can directly ask to get examination. So you have to remember these two. All are very simple. Okay. So
Okay.
we can stop here because for next week I required a little bit time. So I think
Sir,
within 1.5
I
lecture we can finish. Okay.
so can I stop the recording?
Yes, yes. So whatever we discussed today is very is too